my name is Will.
And I'm Tom.
And welcome to Nearly Retro. Coming up on today's show.
First up, we've got Ethan's News, where he'll be talking about the best games this decade.
Glenn and Dave will be talking about their favourite series of Street Fighter and Spyro.
And me and Will have a game off later on in the show. But first, here's Ethan's Gaming News.
Today, we'll be looking at the top 5 games of the decade. At number 5 is Grand Theft Auto 3, made in 2001. This was the first 3D Grand Theft Auto made, and broke all of the rules to do with games. It was one of the most controversial games to come out at that time. Number 4 on the countdown is BioShock, released in 2007 for the Xbox. With its spooky storyline and amazing architecture, it makes the game perfect for those fans of first-person shooters and horror games. Number 3 is Resident Evil 4, released in 2005. With new improved graphics and story, it is classed as the best Resident Evil made to this day, loved by long-term fans and people who threw themselves into the series at number 4. At number 2, it is the most popular online game made to this day. It is none other than World of Warcraft. Set up in 2004, it has burst into success with millions of people still playing it today. The use of magic and myth in it takes players to a world of adventure that can be explored for hours and still leave you things to do to keep you occupied. And finally, at the end of the countdown, we're at number 1. It is the one and only Wii Sports. The first game to come out for the Wii, made for all ages, it provides fun for hours. It also gives a player a subtle workout that helps keep people fit. It was the start of the Wii Fit series, convincing people to get fit by playing games, and it has been a great success. As you can see, the past 10 years have been a really good years for video games, and we can't wait to see what the next decade holds. I'm Ethan Banner, returning you to the studio.
Hello. Hello, and welcome back. If you just joined us, then although you missed the gaming news, you still get to look forward to the game off and reviews of the PlayStation Move.
Now, during the past few years, there have been lots of games that are remade over and over, and it's getting to the point now that unless a developer can prove that the game has made it popular, they can't use it in their game.
Now, although games like Call of Duty and Halo have been incredibly successful, getting better graphics and more exciting gameplay, there is almost no chance for any originality of games today, since the majority of first-person shooters have the same concept. There doesn't seem to be any diversity.
However, this trend-setting problem doesn't just affect shooters, but every game being made.
Thankfully, a few games have gone against this sameness, and we've come up with Little Big Planet for the PS3, Just Dance for the Wii, and Explosion Man from the Xbox Live Arcade.
One platform that's seen the most innovation is mobile platforms, like the iPhone and the Android OS. Hundreds of inventive games have been released so far, and there is no shortage of them in sight.
So why is there practically no innovative titles being released in stores? And why are indie games like Minecraft and Angry Birds so popular?
Well, for the main reason for the lack of innovation in mainstream titles is because it's such a big risk. Games are expensive to make, and a company can lose thousands on a game with bad sales. In today's world economy, companies large and small are finding it hard to get by. There have been thousands of layoffs in the games industry in this past year, and there are possibly even more coming.
The safest way for a company to stay afloat is for them to make something based off of a popular premise. If it's popular, it sells. As long as it sells, they keep making money, and hopefully avoid layoffs. That's why we've seen so many Call of Duty and Halo clones in the past months, because COD and Halo are popular enough to sell.
This is also partially the reason for indie game success. Everyone gets bored of playing the same game, and so innovative titles are like a breath of fresh air. The other reason is that most indie games have less development, so the basic premise needs to be a lot simpler. Take Minecraft. You're given no goal to achieve, and are pretty much let loose in an entire world that you can shape in your own image. The gameplay is simple though. You can place bricks, pick them up, and use resulting resources to build structures. The combined depth and simplicity give Minecraft its popularity.
So yeah, if you want to see more innovative titles in your stores, tell the developers and publishers. Let them know that's what you want. But don't do it yet. Before you go to email them, we have Glenn and Dave talking about their favourite series.
Since its first release in 1987 as an arcade game, the Street Fighter series has increased in popularity over the last 23 years. The developer and publisher for the series was Capcom. Every Street Fighter game is a World Warrior tournament to test the limits of every fighter that the player plays. The first game was the one that triggered the whole series off, with the main characters being Ryu and Ken. The most popular villain is M. Bison, who debuts in Street Fighter 2. These three are the most popular characters in all the series. In each game, the graphics of the Street Fighter series have continued to change and improve with each progression. For example, changing the fighting stages, adding different coloured background images, hence making the game more exciting for players and introducing new characters as the series progressed. In Street Fighter and Street Fighter 2, the graphics were single-dimensional, but when Street Fighter 3 came out, the graphics had been upgraded to two-dimensional, which made the game more realistic and the colours used were brighter and clearer. In 2009, the new 3D version of Street Fighter 4 was released, with each character from previous series being given a complete makeover, with polygons but with the use of a stylized effect to give them a hand-drawn look. This made each character more realistic than they were in the other series. Street Fighter 4 has an atmosphere that cannot be compared with the other games. With each game that has been released, thousands of fans believe that they are part of the Street Fighter world when playing on them. To this very day, the Street Fighter series continues to be one of the #1 franchises in the gaming industry.
Hello, I'm David Brickstock from Nearly Retro. So without further ado, let's get started with the story. The story of Year of the Dragon is the dragons have just finished celebrating the Year of the Dragon, where 150 dragon eggs arrived. However, minions of the villain called the Sorceress arrive and steal the eggs, so Spiral sets off to get them back. Overall, the story is simple yet effective. Enter the Dragonfly has a similar story, except instead of dragon eggs, it's dragonflies, and instead of the Sorceress, it's Ripto, you know from Spyro 2. This storyline was lazy of the writers. So, who wins the story round? I'm going to have to give this one to Year of the Dragon, as character development and plot twists make the story interesting. Next up is the gameplay. Year of the Dragon has a good variety of gameplay, with a nice variety of levels, and for the first time ever, you can play as other characters, such as Sheila the Kangaroo. You can also collect dragon eggs and gems in the game, so it gives you a nice amount of stuff to collect. Now Enter the Dragonfly does have a variety of gameplay, I won't lie, but I've yet to see any more other characters you can play as. For Spyro they introduced a new concept, different breaths types. These include electricity, ice and even bubble breath, which are used to catch dragonflies. However, the lack of characters makes the game seem like an eternity, so the winner yet again is Year of the Dragon. Now for the final decider, music. Now this one was tough, as both games have good music. Year of the Dragons is upbeat and catchy, whereas Enter the Dragonflies is calm and relaxing. It's a tough decision, but I'm going to have to give it to Year of the Dragon. However, this is down to my personal taste in music. So, overall, the winner is Year of the Dragon. This is David Brickstock, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Dave. Always thought the old ones were the best. Coming up soon, we'll be taking a look at the move, but before that, we have part 1 of the game off.
Yeah, basically it's a Halo custom map, and me and Tom face off and try and see who's the master of first-person shooters.
The result was no surprise to anyone.
In the past few weeks, the crew challenged me and Tom to a one-on-one Slayer match on a Halo Reach map that they built themselves using Forge World. The crew had 2 weeks to use Forge World to build the map, where me and Tom would not be allowed to see it or change it in any way. And then on the last day, when we all showed up, we'd get to tweak it a little. Unfortunately, Tom was quite late, so he didn't actually get to tweak it at all. This was kind of a deciding factor in his performance through the entire game.
Slayer.
I'd class this as cheating.
I was just cheating anyway.
Because you...
if you had been on time, you would have been able to help and you would have been fine. Where are you?
So everyone knows where everything is except for me.
Yeah. Dude, I don't get... He picked up the overshield. There we go, directly.
Okay.
Grab hammer!
What's the point of that?
I put that there as well. I still live. It's okay. I'm still alive. So,
I've only got a pistol. And that's the end of the map.
no, go on, jump off.
It's not cheating. You're following me with a big hammer.
I know.
You know where everything is.
Oh no, it's better. I'm gonna get a spot.
I really like this map. Yeah, bitch!
First kill, man. That is your, oh man, you're still 2 points behind me. Oh, pussy, you've been like camping at the top of the.
I don't know anything. I'm not camping. I'm chilling. Fail. See ya! Hey!
It's not the
Whoa! Whoever's on my side.
Oh, I didn't even know that was there. That's priceless. Oh, that was a stupid mistake.
I forgot the word.
He's screaming like a bitch. That's not even. That was obviously a flute. Right, you purposefully pulled me so when I used the lift, I'd bash into you before my neck. Yeah. That was. No, I'm sorry.
Is it because I'm that good?
And you just picked yourself up, so you're obviously not that good. You're just the one taking the piss.
Oh, you died.
You were just the one taking the piss out of Matalan. And we're still only just even. That's the best thing.
What the f***? Did you stand?